because nobody knows. How will you be comfortable with someone playing you bobo as long as nobody knows? Hello, you deserve better. Ifechuku, you deserve better. Wake up, open your eyes. Don't do this. Don't settle for less. No. I'm worried about you. I'm seriously concerned about you because you're taking so much from this girl and she doesn't deserve it. You get... Thanks. Still the sunny side right here, your number one station for Talk 90.3, Nigeria Info FM. Retrogression versus wise decision is the conversation we're having today. Before we go, I'm not sure we have a commercial break coming up. You may have come across the story, but it's not just about this lady's story. It's so many stories put together, but this lady's story is going to serve as a foundation for the conversation today. I need you to head on to X at Nigeria Info page and Facebook page Nigeria Info 92.3 PA so you can be a part of a conversation. A Nigerian lady has relocated to her village where she will become a permanent resident due to the high cost of city life. I know, she doesn't want to be a city voice. Oh yeah, okay. She's going to the village. The lady said she used to live in Lagos, but her rent in the city increased to 1 million naira and she refused to pay. The lady claimed she had paid for a 3-bedroom apartment in her village, which cost less than 200,000 naira. She was about to renew her rent in Lagos, but then she realized it had increased to not 100,000 naira, not 200,000 naira, not 500,000 naira, but a whole 1 million naira. In the video she shared on TikTok, Atufe Lydia Sarah said she found a 3-bedroom apartment in her village and she decided to move there. She claimed to have paid less than 200,000 for the apartment. She showed the interiors of the apartment, noting that it looked very spacious. According to the young lady, her village was less than 10 miles drive from Lagos. However, she failed to mention the name of her village or its location. And then a lot of people dropped comments.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.
Village and Lagos is not the same, but your decisions are valid. I am sure somewhere in the comment section, some other person will question her decision. You're going to the village. Somebody said, not try amo. Village was though. Another person says, now your personal house begins.
We are back. This is your number one talk station. Nigeria Info.
Once again, I apologize. I don't know why that keeps happening. So as I was saying, not many people are comfortable with that idea. And I can understand why. You see, you move from... You see how you were living in a 4-bedroom apartment? And once upon a time, you could afford that 4-bedroom apartment. And before you knew it, of course, we all know what the economy is like in Nigeria. You tell your significant other that if you're married, or you tell the people that matter to you that, you know what, I'm going back to a 1-bedroom apartment or a self-contained. I can clearly afford that, but you see this 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2-bedroom, I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm going back to a lower level. Imagine what goes on through their mind. Okay, September is around the corner, right? This month, a lot of schools are going to close down for the summer holidays. So by September, your child probably attends a very good school. One of those, now, those schools where the children in the schools are all prim and proper, doing shwa, mommy, daddy, They attend that kind of school. And then maybe, just maybe, your child comes back after the end of year party with a letter indicating that there's going to be a raise in the amount of school fees to be paid by the new academic session, which is in September. Two things. Sometimes the parents are not given the opportunity to debate the decision in their PTA meetings. Some parents will still want to question the school management as to why there had to be an increase and what is the justification for the increase. Some parents will gladly pay in September. It may not be easy for them, remember, but they like the fact that their child attends that school. They like the fact that they can easily tell their friends, my child attends XYZ Montessori school. Oh, wow, that's a good school. So person attended that school. My children attend that school. I know several other persons who attend that school. And all that. And, you feel a certain type of way as a parent, as a child in that school. However, you know how it's telling on your bank account. You know how you have to hustle more to meet the demands. And then by the time you do the math, you decide, you know what? We're changing your school next September. Mommy, why? Daddy, why? But I like my previous school. Yeah, you like your previous school. However, the school fees has increased. And mommy and daddy can no longer keep up with the demands. So you're going to go to another school that we can clearly afford. Oh, no, why now? It seems like retrogression, right? You move from high up to a lower level. Or maybe it's the car you drive. A very luxury vehicle. Whenever you drive by, people say, wow, see ride. But then you come back home one day and you do the math and you discover that you're spending more money on fuel and you're spending more money on maintenance, and for all you know, all you just need is a normal vehicle that can take you from point A to point B. And you decide to sell off that vehicle to buy a far lesser vehicle that is more economical, fuel, maintenance, and everything is far cheaper. Would it be considered retrogression? Like I said, you're high up there. Or if a man chooses to move his wife and children to the village, they used to live in the city, probably live in a choice location in the city. And then one day, the neighbors see him come with a big truck and they're packing everything. And the neighbors, out of curiosity, are asking, neighbor, where you dey go? Say, my dear, we dey go village, oh. We dey go start life for village. Village? You want leave city? You want go village? Ha! And then they start doing, I be like, say, they don't bad where for these people. Who leaves the city to go to the village? People leave the village to come to the city. People leave small schools to attend big schools. People leave driving smaller vehicles to buy bigger vehicles. May they know say I don't arrive. And you are moving from up downwards. Does it make any sense? So think about it. Would you consider it retrogression or a wise decision to move from a higher level to a lower level? Think about it. or retrogression. 0819 and 0817 923 0003. Once again, 0817 923 002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. And on X at Nigeria Info PH. Remember, Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 90.3 PH. Just a few seconds, please.
Different ideologies,
Different perspectives.
share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Ifechukwu defend himself one day on your show. Now let us hear his side of the story from Dave. Who told you he has a side of the story? He doesn't have any side. Oh, Jared. Good afternoon, Denise. Justice for Ifechukwu. Let him breathe. Ijoma texting from Alo Supporters Club. Yeah, I've told you what I've told you. All right. I have messages on WhatsApp. Brightner from Woji says, to any Nigerian with big dreams, when things become tough, you need to make good, tough decisions. And for me, it is not retrogression, but rather you're being wise to keep yourself afloat. Don't live your life to please people, because at last, nobody really cares about your swag when you go down. And someone else says, and to answer your question, that's Ijoma, it's not retrogression per se. To me, is readjusting in order to save more money for other things. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
My name is Charles.
Charles, you're welcome.
I just passed along the road.
Police are chasing you.
Okay.
Hello, I can hear sirens. Okay.
Okay, for me, it's about I'll get personal experience. So I live in a 3-bedroom apartment where I almost was borrowing money to maintain.
Okay.
So after my wife left, I left the house, returned the house back to the owner, took that rent I used to pay for that house, pursued a higher degree, moved from there to a small self-contained. I can tell you in 1 year, 2 years now, I've already bought the land. Before the end of the year, I think of. So it's not retrogression for me. It's about making wise decisions to secure your future. After all, those of us that left Nigeria to jack back to the UK, how many of them do you think live in big houses? I did my master's in the UK. It is very small, tiny rooms because you don't even need that space. But they have big gardens for connectivity. So it's not retrogression for me, seriously. It's about making wise decisions.
It's about making wise decisions. All right. Did you need to explain to anybody why you had to move to a smaller apartment? Oh dear, I think. Did you need to explain to anybody why you had to move to a smaller apartment, or you just took the decision?
Because the event was high. The rent was high. It's hitting some finances. Will I be giving now 1.2 million every year? When I can sell up to 5 million to pay for my own land, build my own house, and live for the next 100 years without paying rent again. What am I impressing? To shock you. One of those rooms in that house, I did not enter that room for 6 months. I'm having to do that.
Okay. Daniel from Imo Gate. Hi, Daniel. Welcome to the sunny side.
Good afternoon, Didi.
Good afternoon, Daniel. How are you doing today?
Daniel Imo Gate Oswaka.
Welcome.
Yes, it's very interesting to discuss on this topic this afternoon. Yes, that lady made a wise decision. I left Aba in the year 2001, and I told my landlord, I am leaving to the village. He has pity for me and left the 2 months and I was owing him and said, please go because I have that rapport with my landlord. But in 2002, I bought my first car in the village.
In the village?
That is Imogeto, where I am now. Now, they say, oh, don't go to village. That's the normal language we say now, village people. But those that are not trendy, those that are not well informed, don't even know that witches have left the village and they are now in the city. Yes. So those who want to live life so that maybe whatever. And I am telling you, when I drove my car back to where I was staying at Aba, they were the ones saying, where were you here now? Then you stop here. Thank you very much.
So the village people have left the village and they are in the city. So it's safe to be in the village. Lots of people ran away from the village back then. No, think about it. In the village, eyes are on you. You buy small Okada. Problem. Small ladies machine. Problem. Small bicycle. It was a problem. You just renovated your roof small. They say, it's like money has entered his hand. The village people are at work. So you ran away. Say, no. Go to the city. The eyes on you here are too much. Go to the city. Let them not see you. Let them not start weighing their progress and your progress. To be asking questions like, what does this person really do for a living? So you went to the city. City life. You are living the life. You are in an urban area. Sometimes this city thing confuses me because I'm in River State and I've been in River State for more than 30 decades of my life. And guess what? I'm in somebody's village as we speak. You see this Rumosi, this is someone's village. Ruma Hollow is somebody's village. Rumokoro, that is somebody's village. You go to Choba, we have the prestigious University of Port Harcourt. That is someone's village. You say, okay, you want to go to Rumekini, Rumebekwe, Rumukrushi, all the Rumus are people's villages. But then in these Rumus, you go to Ozuoba. I mean, there's an estate in Ozuoba here. A 2-bedroom apartment there costs more than 1 point something million naira because according to them, they're on band A. They have federal, like, proud people. Oh, you band A people. We are too proud. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. But guess what? These are people's villages and we have people living there. All right. But then you see your village and then you consider it. What will people say if I'm going back to my village? But you are in someone's village as we speak. I mean, even in Lagos State, some of those places you see, some of those places that are expensive, those are people's villages as well. Ola from LMA, welcome to the sunny side. Turn off your radio set, please.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ola. How are you doing today?
Okay. Very well. Sometimes you need to take 2-3 steps backwards to make a good jump forward.
A good jump forward, okay?
Yeah, you want to cross the gutter. It's wide. You can't just cross like that. Sometimes you need to go back, then take speed, and you jump, and you get to the next level. I'm not shy at all. I am never ashamed of any state of life I am at any point of time. Just because I see you enter Kilimanjaro to buy food to eat, and eatery to buy food to eat, I can't afford Mama Put is by the corner, yeah. My sister, I don't enter Mama Put, chop my own, go. Food na food.
Food na food, my brother.
So, you dey go work. Then you dey go Choba, you book e-hailing vehicle. Me, I see keke where they go. Who go reach Choba? So there's no point. I know my salary is not up to 100,000, and you are earning 1 million. I now go and be carrying my children and put the same school where our children are. And just to brag the ego of my children are there. I am not putting the children there because the children will learn anything. It's because I want to brag. I want to proud. At the end of the day, I mean, they suffer. So why are we deceiving ourselves? Are we not tired of fake life? Yes, it's true. You earn up to 1 million years back, and you cannot afford. And you can afford a rent of 3 million. But now you are not at that level anymore. Why don't adjust yourself? Tomorrow you say the landlady is wicked because you can't pay the rent. Why don't you move to another area, whether you call a village or anywhere, get shelter, stay where you will not be embarrassing yourself. That is how I see it.
All right. Maxwell from Eche, how are you doing today?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Maxwell.
I want to contribute on this matter.
By all means,
It is
go ahead.
applicable to most corporate bodies like construction companies. During the time of dry season, they employ more of level. During rainy season, they give redundancy. If you can come to a construction company, they give redundancy because of they spend more during rainy season and they are not doing any work, any job. They give redundancies. On the dry season, they also employ to enable to facilitate their jobs. So,
Okay. Barry, thank you so much. No, not Barry, Maxwell. Maxwell from Eche. Barry from Ajip Estate. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, Barry.
Barry the Taylor,
Thank you, Barry the Taylor. Welcome.
I think that woman did not make me that going to be really as she said. If you didn't want to stand, a friend of mine left about 4 years ago. And then I'm to the village, back right. I can speak with you right now. That time, I lay a foundation of 2-bedroom flat up to winter level. The fact that I'm in Port Harcourt, I have not made my foundation. The reason that when I asked you, what happened? He said that people that are living in the village, they are living in the village very peacefully. And they wait for a week that comes from township. Whatever we brought to the village, we did not go home with it. We did not go back to Port Harcourt with it. We empty our pockets and remove our transport. And not only that, we buy all the things that we are buying in the village, in the township. They are living very peacefully. People come to say, hey, they will kill you, they will do this. It's a lie. Depending on how you live your life, you will live anywhere in this world. You live anywhere. Just behave yourself and have a focus on what you are going to do tomorrow. There is no way you can only, there is no way. Even in the particular people are here, they live in the village. If the particular you have the youth and the weak. The enemies, because they left their better home and nobody checks them.
All right.
Whoever is concerning his decision, allow that person.
Allow the person. Ida from Unkoro, how are you doing?
Judy, thank you for this topic. You get one song with this from Unkoro, Mangibola ya and Mendibola ya. Say that person run reach. Tell me where they trek and also reach here. Most times, now we they bring poverty to give ourselves. Yeah, anybody say, they were picking to go private school. You know the work where they work. You won't raise shoulder. From there, I don't teach another day. Say, go do this and go do this. More cut our coding according to our size. As I did like this, my plan, look to raise my shoulder up. Raise my shoulder up. Like when that guy does it, you see in front of go eat for Chicken Republic. If you go down the guy list, 3 meats, if you get on like maybe 1,500 now before now, like 500. The happens the entire Kilimanjaro, they eat plate. Go cut our code according to our size. Poverty will come up for our family. Thank you very much. God bless you.
And bless you too. If you're just joining us, it's still the sunny side right here, number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. And today we're talking retrogression versus wise decision. What is retrogression? You move up from high up there to a lower level. A decline. A decline. From owning a car to not having a bicycle at all. From living in the city to moving to the village. From attending an expensive school to attending a public school maybe. From owning a lot to owning far less. And it could be on anything whatsoever. I mean, I've sometimes wondered how some people think when a lady that could afford all the hairs decides to have herself go on low cut. And I say, this is how you cut your hair like this. Money no there to make up. Who says money no there to make up? There's that feeling that you're moving from a higher level to this other level is retrogression. I shared a story about a lady who was paying 1 million naira as house rent in Lagos, deciding to move to the village where she'll have to spend less than 200,000 naira for a 3-bedroom apartment. And you're wondering, what's in fine girl like this they go find for village? Do you consider it retrogression or a wise decision to move to a lower level when you obviously can't cope with high financial demands on your current level? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. Richard from LMA, how you doing? Welcome.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Richard. It's Denise. Go ahead.
Good day. All right, I want to make a contribution to the topic on ground.
Go ahead.
Okay, to me, I would say between retrogression and wise decision, my take is this: retrogression brings about wise decision. For example, if you're earning 200,000 naira a month and your current house rent is 150,000 per year, you see, at that particular time, you can be able to afford it per year. If you now something happen, you lose your job, and you now do a job of, let me say, 100,000 a month, you are likely to leave that house of 150 per year to a lesser room. In other words, it's retrogression. In reality, it's retrogression. But at that point, it's a wise decision. Now you can take a wise decision as being when you are still maintaining that same amount of money, that particular standard of living, and you on your own you choose. There's no factor that is making you to change. You now choose to say, okay, let me just take. If you are still earning that 200,000, that 250,000 naira, that 200,000, that 50,000 naira per month, and you now choose to leave that 150,000 naira per 150,000 naira house per year, and go to a room of 60 or 80,000 naira per year with that same salary. That's when it's called wise decision. But if you now change or relocate, or you now leave that 150 to 80,000 naira because of the financial cost, it's retrogression. But in essence, retrogression brings about wise decision. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Magnus from Rumokoro, you may have to call back. Let me move on to WhatsApp quickly. Mbakata from Ozoha community says, good afternoon, Didi. I think if the decision of that lady will take her life moving the way she wants, I think she is in the right position. Secondly, with the current economic conditions in our country now, I seconded her decision 100%, believing that there are better days ahead. Henceforth, it is no more village people at work, it is city people at work. Maybe, maybe not. Ernest from Woji says, we'll see it as going backwards in life in this part of the world, because what we see as doing well in people who live in the city is people who live in the city and drive big cars and carry expensive phones. If Nigeria transport sector was working, for example, people would rent a house in their village and go to work in Lagos in the morning and take a train back home at night. The place we see as city is another man's village anyway. Low. Now this one says, hello Denise, that's a great topic you have there. That situation is not retrogression in the general outlook of it, but an alternative to the retrogressive disposition of the present and constant trend in the country. In fact, it's synchronous to a better living. This is Wale from NTA Road. Thank you, Wale. Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Please, that is Magnus. I called earlier before now.
Magnus, welcome back.
Okay. Please, I really appreciate you for this topic because one of the problems we are having in this country as a result of we don't put things in the right perspective. In the sense that even in the scripture, when Solomon acquired a lot of wealth, he found out that vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. The man was looking for wisdom, and he asked God to give him wisdom, and God gave him wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing, even the Bible says it. There are certain things that people may think otherwise, but you know the benefit in that thing. As you see me, because of this economy, I can maybe somewhere I can spend a fare of maybe 200 naira as the case may be. But if I know that, you understand? But there are people that they don't think like that. Instead, they will be entering just a short distance like this. They will pay 200, 100 as the case, and money is going. The one you have spent, you cannot recover it. You labor for it to get it, of which you can still trade just a little distance away, and you still reserve that money. Even trekking, as the case may be, is a form of exercise. There are people that they are having issues today because of lack of exercise. They are already in the hospital. So these are the things that we need to put into consideration when we are doing some certain things. So I really appreciate. Let people learn from this topic today. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. We need to go on a commercial break, and when we come back, we will round off the conversation. Good afternoon, Didi. There are many sides to this conversation. Retrogression is real, and wise decision can be overemphasized. Any lifestyle that doesn't follow its due and proper growth process will definitely go back once reality is down on such fellow. For example, living in a flat when I'm not considering to have a value that sponsors it will definitely end in retrogression. Productivity is what matters. Where one lives is relevant to me at some point. From Michael. Thank you. So the commercial break, and then we come back. I take your final thoughts, and that will be all for this conversation. Stay tuned to us for still 92.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Nigeria Info.